Hello everyone, welcome to the reading. This reading will be for Danileigh. Let's get into the reading. Before I begin, I'm going to shuffle these 3 decks so I don't have to shuffle throughout the reading. It'll be done. Also, definitely consider pressing the thumbs up button. Also, consider subscribing if you aren't. And for the people that are new who have subscribed to my channel, thank you for the support. I'm glad that you like my content and you like what I do here. So, energy of like bondage, restrictions coming up, you know, difficult times with this devil card. Damn, they have like some deep energy, and I say they because it just makes me think of Danileigh and the baby. But with this death energy, has to do with transformation. Damn, goodness. You know, this is, this 7 of Wands here, it's showing me that it's divinely orchestrated, obviously. But it's gonna definitely make them feel, like, tired and broken down. But I'm not seeing anything happening with, their abundance as far as, like, their money and shit. So, that's interesting. This is more of just, like, their passions and their body. Is going to be going through, I guess, a transformation and feeling restricted. Also, the mind is what I'm picking up, so that's interesting. And if you would like to have a personal reading with me, how to go about that will be in the description box. Yeah. And if you have a celebrity reading you would like me to do and all that, how to go about that will be by you actually emailing me. Yeah, because I need to put that in the description box, but I haven't updated sort of like all that sort of information, so definitely email me. These decks are already pre-shuffled, but I'm just shuffling for you guys. Okay, so let's see what's going on. I'm going to be using 4 cards for the header energy. So again, this same energy, what I'm picking up with this energy, again, like I said, it has to do with their mind, their body, and sort of just like how they perceive the world, which is interesting. Let's see what's going on here. You know, it has to do with the way that sort of like they express how they feel, sort of like, I guess, their artistry. You know, I don't know what she does, but it definitely has to do with sort of just like their body and what they do. You know what I mean? How they move is what I'm picking up. You know, and with this dual energy, it's funny because I see like hard times coming up, but it's kind of like hiding it, like trying to make it seem more innocent. So this is kind of just like, let's say if you eat peanut butter and jelly for like 2 weeks straight because like, I don't know, let's say like you don't have no money and that's all you have in your house or something, but then like you try to make it cute by saying like, well, this is like a new peanut butter and jelly sort of like diet that I'm doing. Like, this is what people do when you want to lose weight. It's like one of those situations. It's kind of like they're trying to dress something up that's not sort of like what it is. And it's funny that I keep saying they, because it's kind of just like her and the baby is what I'm picking up. You know, this walking away, this separation, this ending divorce, you know what I mean? This came up in a reading that I did for the baby. So it's kind of like right off the bat, I'm getting the same energy, like, it's no them. So even though I say, like, they and shit like that, like, he's not fucking with her anymore. So let's see what's going on with this walking away energy, actually. Yeah, this has to do with sort of just, like, abundance, sort of like you're doing well, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, this obviously isn't a cheap dish. So it's kind of just like, you know what I mean, look all fancy and good and shit. You know what I mean? So, and this is like the real deal as well. This isn't kind of like when you were like bootleg type of situations. So it's kind of just like, I'm getting the vibe that the baby, he's focused on his money. You know what I mean? He's focused on growing his money. He's focused about his situation. You know, it's kind of like, I feel like the energy, like all the excitement that came from their situation is done. It's kind of just like, okay, like he gave her the baby. The name's so funny, the baby. But he gave her the baby. So now it's kind of just like, he's focused on what he's doing. Like if you look at this situation right here too, it's only one like spoon or fork. Like it's not two, it's not that situation, you know. So let's see what's going on here, because that's about like dressing up, sort of like poverty or something. Yeah, so it's kind of like what caught, blockages, sort of like imprisonment, corner, stuck. I'm getting, even though like you see this guy trapped in here, people would probably think like, oh, that's the baby. But I'm getting that's actually her energy. You know what I mean? He's feeling like the big guy in this situation. Because it's like, I don't know what their whole child support arrangement is, but it's kind of like whatever she's getting or whatever, however that's situated, it's not completing her situation. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like she doesn't have the added benefits of, I guess, being a wife or something, or maybe she needs to have more kids with him so she could be straight. But it's something with that, you know what I mean? It's definitely leaving her feeling like blocked and shit. So that's funny. Let's see what's going on here with this individuality. Yeah, so with this, you see it's talking about the split. But what this is talking about, it's just like, I'm picking up that same vibe. It's like he's having fun elsewhere. You know what I mean? And I know like she was talking about something about like he only likes red bones or yellow bones or something like that. But it's kind of just like, what this is showing is like he likes everything in between. Like literally, you know, some people even made allegations regarding sort of like his sexual interests and shit. So, and that's definitely being confirmed with this card. I'll let you guys put two and two together, but it's kind of just like he's not even tripping off of her. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, again, he's focused on his artistry. You know what I mean? Like him trying to be a trendsetter and all that. I'm also getting the vibe, which is funny. It's like I don't know what she does, but it's like she's trying to be in that energy, but it's kind of like him walking away and her needs not being met, I guess, financially and in other ways. And sort of like this was talking about previously when it popped up about sort of like stress and worry and shit like that regarding like the body, the mind and all. It's kind of just like she can't be in that creative vibe. You know what I mean? So that's interesting. Let's look here and see what's going on there. Yeah, so it's like, this is about completion. You know, this is the Ten of Swords and all that. So it's kind of just like, all this sort of like, because I'm getting anxiety with this energy. So it's kind of just like, the ending and all of that, like him not, because it's funny because it's like, I'm actually getting the vibe, like the feeling like, he's not picking up her calls, like he's not responding to her text messages. Like it's all kind of just like straight to the point. Like it's kind of just like, I don't know, like let's say something funny like the kid needs diapers or something. You know, she might send him a text like, oh, like, you know, you're not seeing the kid and, you know, I'm stressed and I'm going through all these situations and the kid needs Pampers and you need to be in his life and my mom is causing this problems for me and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, he might send her like, I don't know, let's say Pampers are $16 or something. It'd be like $16. And that's it. Like, he's not making no small talk or anything. It's just like straight to the point situations. And so it's kind of like that ending is so harsh and it's kind of like a void within her body. So that is interesting. Let's look further into that situation. Yeah, with this flame situation, the flame, this is always about kind of like being brash, like being cocky and shit. So it's kind of like his whole vibe with her, like he's just like brash, like I just don't give a fuck. So that's what's going on with that. Let's look here and look further, because this is about basically him focusing on his work, his situations, and basically him fucking around with other people, you know, sexually and stuff like that. Yeah, again, you know, he's talking to groupies, situations. The reading that I did for him like a few weeks ago was talking about him finding, I guess, a new female that like was interesting to him. So I don't know like if he's still in that vibe, but this show you what's happening. Like he's not even thinking about her. He's focused on his groupies and shit. So this is like, this reading isn't even for him, but it's funny like his energy is coming up. You know what I mean? That's fascinating. Let's look here and see what's going on there. Yeah, but this again is kind of just like, I don't know, it's like that cold energy. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, I don't know, with the Seven of Wands here and the Seven of Swords here, I'm getting the vibe like it's almost like a karma situation. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, you know, you guys been doing your own thing and shit like that. Like y'all been like hooking up and like making, you know, his other baby mama feel a type of way. So it's kind of just like they're both in this energy of kind of like self-reflection. You know what I mean? Because this is the energy of self-reflection. You know, this is the energy of self-reflection. So like, yeah, life goes on and he's still doing what he's doing and shit. But it's kind of like he's doing a lot of thinking. And this thinking is because it's divinely orchestrated. So that's interesting. Let's see what's going on with this situation here. Again, I know this is the King of Cups. You know, this is always about like being in control emotionally and other things. But I'm getting like a real bitter energy. You know what I mean? I'm actually getting a guy that's not in control of his situation. Because, like, if you look at the water and all that, it's not still. You know what I mean? It's, like, rippling. So this is telling me, like, reoccurring thoughts keep coming to him. Reoccurring emotions and shit. It's kind of just, like, they're both not satisfied. So that's interesting. I think I'm just going to name this reading, like, the baby reading. And Danileigh or something, because, yeah. But let's see what's going on with this. So, this is actually what she's trying to do with him. You know what I mean? She's trying to do her whole rituals and shit like that. You know, so it is what it is. You know, I don't know, like, if she's trying to get him to come back with her or like, whatever. I don't even know. But I'm just picking up, like, it's not working. Like, any spell work that worked before isn't working now. It's kind of just like, this guy sees clearly, you know what I mean? So it's like, the efforts that she's making to achieve like particular goals, it's just not going down. So this reading is kind of interesting because it's not really about her. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch it up. So I'm thinking about like what deck am I gonna pull out, which is interesting. Let's see. I know it's like a long stall, so okay, I know what deck I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use this deck. Let me make sure that it's all usually all my cards are, what do you call that, upright and all that, you know, because I cleansed them and all, but I just want to make sure, like, yeah. My nails are short and this last card is fucking stuck. Damn, I gotta like do it this way. And I have like a lot of like decks all over the table, so it's just like I gotta move multiple decks like out the way just to slide this one card. Okay. And it's just all on that side too. It's not like everywhere. So let's see. Okay, yeah, they're all upright. So let's see what's going on with Danileigh, because this is about the baby and shit, and I guess their relationship. But I just want to get what's going on with her. What's going on with her situation. So the energy of the lovers came out. You know, this lovers situation, I'm getting it's not a happy lovers situation. Like if you look at the faces, you know what I mean? It's kind of just like resentment and issues. You know what I mean? It's a lot of projection as well. It's kind of just like, I don't know, they're both just projecting their energy off each other. So this is interesting. You know, it's about them needing to let go. Again, I keep saying them, but this is about her needing to let go of the situation. The fact that his energy is so intertwined into hers, I'm picking up the vibe. It's like she's really not over what's going on with, or what happened with their situation. You see what I mean? It's kind of just like she wants understanding. You know, if you look at this bird is broken down. So this is definitely not a happy situation for her. You know, what this creator energy is showing me is that she needs to turn to the creator, because that's actually what she's not doing. Like, she's doing her spell work, you know what I mean? She's doing everything in between, but not coming to the creator. So let's see, will they end up getting back together? I'll just ask the questions everyone's curious about instead of letting the energies just speak for themselves. So this has to do with her emotions as well, because it's face down. So this is actually funny. This is showing me that they will get back together one of these days. You know what I mean? It's not going to be what it's been, and it's going to be short-lived, and it's going to be filled with conflict. Because if you see the 6 and all this, but yeah, they're definitely going to come back together. You know what I mean? It's going to be like, I don't know how, but they definitely will. So that's interesting. Let's see. I'm trying to switch up these readings. So let's see. I don't even know what to ask because I'm not even invested in situation. But let's see. What can I see regarding Danileigh? Her situation is like she lost control over her life, over her situation. You know, like it's like she's full of anger. You know what I mean? She's not thinking right. She's not thinking straight. So this is actually interesting. Like, I know a lot of people feel a particular way because they see her as a home wrecker and all of that. So it's kind of just like if you guys get some sort of like pleasure or joy with hearing her like going through shit, she's definitely going through it. So that's interesting. Let's continue. You know what I mean? Again, just like it's karma. That's why she's going through it. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like her needing to understand like the hurt and pain that she caused is what this is about. So that's interesting. Let's look further. Again, it's coming from source. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what goes around come around. You know what I mean? Everything is coming full circle. So it's kind of just like she caused a lot of heartbreak, misery. You know what I mean? Now it's like her emotions aren't right. You know what I mean? Now she's having conflict with her situation. Because it's funny though. Like, I'm picking up the energy. And it's not because the obvious. Because I know like a lot of this shit is obvious. For the simple fact it's like, yeah, you know, she was just like, didn't give a fuck about like how other people felt and all that. But I can't help the energies that's showing, you know, even though it's the obvious. So it's kind of just like, all that sort of pain that she's caused, she's getting a taste of it. And you know this is going to be some deep shit too, because this didn't even happen like later on in her situation. This is happening now. And you know, usually when you cause a lot of pain and you make people like feel hurt and shit, you know, you're going to be experiencing this shit for probably like a few months or years or something. So, you know, she's definitely going to be in a fighting situation. And with this Thunderbolt, you know, this is kind of like set up like an Oracle deck, but this is actually the Tower card in this deck. So it's kind of just like, yeah, she's in the Tower situation. You know what I mean? And look, she's alone. So that's interesting, you know. That's why I guess you're not supposed to be a complete asshole. Because look what happens, you know what I mean? Source comes into your shit and fuck you up. So let's continue. What else do we need to see, even though we kind of are seeing the obvious? I like when the cards pop out personally. Oh damn, that's way too much shit going on, so I ain't gonna be doing all of that. But the energies that look interesting to me, it's kind of just like a unhappy sort of like relationship life, you know what I mean? Sorrow. And yeah, this is a breakthrough, but if you look at the images, she's bound. So it's like no breakthrough, it's the opposite. So let me pull some more random cards out just to see what's going on with her, because it just turned into like the baby's reading and shit, because I guess you know, her energies are just so connected to him and shit. And I guess, to be honest too, that's the only reason why we know her. So it's kind of just like even the energies is kind of just like she's not really relevant without him being in this situation. So that's really funny. You know, I'm saying she has to do a lot of work as well, like behind the scenes. You know what I mean? This is funny. It's kind of like she's not set. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. It's kind of like she's not set for life. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, yeah, she had this baby, but that was showing kind of like earlier in the reading with this situation. You know what I mean? She tried to dress up sort of the situation like she's this sort of like cute Instagram model. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, like when I see her, I think of like a Miami tan, like high rise or something. But that's not, you know, what it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, with this adventure situation, it's kind of just like a new start. So this is showing me like, this is interesting. This is actually showing me like, I don't know, she thought like her having this guy's kid was gonna extend her situation. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was gonna be a bridge to like abundance and wealth and shit like that. But that's just not the case. So it's kind of just like her plans has been scrapped. That's why she's going on this adventure. You know what I mean? It's not a situation that's completed where it's kind of just like you can retire and shit like that. It's not that vibe. It's kind of just like her money's not right, her situation isn't right, you know? So I'm even actually picking up the vibe, which is funny. It's just like living above your means. So like, I don't know like what's going on with her life or what, but it's kind of just like she's trying to live a lifestyle, but she's tying herself up financially. So she's hurting herself. And it's funny because this card came up, you know what I mean? It's all about restrictions, you know? And this restrictions is because she didn't have morality. You know, she was too caught up in her lust, her passions, and it clouded her mind. It clouded her judgment. So now look, she's in prison. You know, it's like she imprisoned her body. You know what I mean? She imprisoned herself spiritually. And just, she has a lot of restrictions and imprisonment. So I'm actually going to leave it here. That was actually interesting. I never, like, just completely switched up the whole style of the reading. Usually I do it, like, one whole style throughout the reading. But if you guys liked it, and you want to see more of this sort of, like, random shit, definitely tell me, you know? You know, speak to me. Like, tell me what you like what type of style of readings you like and stuff, you know? Definitely put that in the comment section. You know, I'm definitely inclined to hear what you guys like, hear what style of readings you guys like, and stuff like that. But anyway, thanks for watching.